right. So let's talk about markets a little bit. How
Yeah,
was last week for you?
it was pretty good. I scalped a lot. I had pretty good moves. Though the market was moving very weirdly after but the MU earnings was like, I thought the MU earnings would be the catalyst to go back to like at least the highs, but it straight reversed that whole move. So it was a pretty like the moves was very hard to see coming. Like we pumped 800 points MU earnings and then dumped that whole move and made new lows. So it was a pretty hard week to manage. And for those like us that like volatility and scalp, it was a great week. So how was yours?
I was like really busy with my other work, but nevertheless, it was a good week from the volatility perspective. Like as soon as I saw some of those drops, you're like, oh, you can just go into the short end here and get like 800 points, which is just absolutely incredible. But yeah, it's like what my assessment is the same. That it was a very unpredictable week, and for somebody who is not ready for volatility, it probably was like a very stressful week because like there was no catalyst, like no information coming through left, so right or center, and the movements were just so exaggerated and so large. Actually, on QQQ and on AUDJPY, which represents kind of the carry trade, we went to S3 pivot, which is a 0.01% chance probably to get there. So there's definitely something going on in the market. And as I was chatting with you about this really month-end rebalancing in my mind that is going on, which also supported with kind of the movement in the other sector outside of the tech.
Yeah. I mean, I also think that the like end of the quarter, like it's some type of rotation going on. And I even believe that next week will be quite hard to like predict too, because we have the end of the month at like, is it Wednesday? Yeah,
Tuesday, right? Wednesday's the beginning.
Wednesday is the beginning, yeah. So, and it's a shorter week, so it will just be another type of, because we close at the lows, right? And that's also like if we don't get a full reversal in like Monday or Tuesday, like I don't believe we will we will chop in this lower range a bit, because that weekly candle is nasty.
Yeah. The weekly candle is not looking good at all, and the volume in here is supportive. We lost the 20T and we lost the point of control. So in both of these cases, I actually think there is a good possibility that we're going to continue going down. I don't think that's the bull trend is over, but I also don't think it's looking very good for the bulls right now.
Yeah, I'm the same, because usually these types of candles, we usually wick lower, and that's what happened on the you remember that weekly candle of that Friday that also was like 1,000-point drop. So wicked lower to start the week, and then it closed at a bullish hammer candle. So I believe we will start off with a wick lower next week, so tomorrow. That's usually what happens when we have these bearish engulfing candles, and it almost engulfed not only the previous week, the week before that too. So it's a strong candle, like it's a 1,000-point weekly candle. So
yeah, it is something, the force to be reckoned with. On Friday, actually, from the option standpoint, there was quite a bit of option interest. I think about 760 OI open interest, which is not typical for a typical Friday, I would say. So that was an interesting observation also from kind of the option chain. And for this Tuesday, we actually have about 66,000 open interest contracts that we're looking at, which is another big move. So if the quarter end is real, that's what I'm thinking and how I'm interpreting it. And once you look past the Tuesday, you essentially kind of have a clean slate, right? Because the money needs to move by the end of the quarter. And after that, we probably are going to see the build up in the positions once again.
Yeah, for sure. So next week will be very interesting.
Yeah, and then Kevin Warsh is coming out, and then we have NFP on Friday. So all of that is going to play a role, I think.
Yeah.
So what's your expectation for the week?
It's like I said, I believe we have some type of week lower, and then I would want to see just a week and then straight back up. Like I don't want to see bears controlling anymore, because on 4-hour chart, I said that to you earlier too, that we have started a lower high, lower low trend, and I don't want to see that to hold, because if we're going to see a continuation move higher to all-time highs, bears have, like, this is a good consolidation. We have had several weeks of sideways action, and you would want to see bulls step in soon.
Yeah, like bulls definitely need to step in here as soon as possible and save the day.
Yeah, exactly. It was the Friday, like I was on the lower time frames too, and bulls did nothing. Like they had the move up during the AM, and then it just slowly grinded lower, and that's also a sign of weakness, because they couldn't hold that imported zone and just continue. You would want like a continuation of that move into PM, not a straight move down to the lows again. So that's why I'm pretty like, we need to see a reversal from here, so that this is just a like a retest lower.
Yeah, and right here, like they left equal lows. By the way, one of the things that I saw the other day was this structure, this formation, and people are like, what do you call it? And it went viral on Twitter. So in Japanese candlestick methodology, this is a tower formation. It essentially is like the evening star or morning star, but the same idea, but you have like several dojis at the top or several dojis at the bottom. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's called the tower.
Yeah, and the thing with this is also like, it just rejected the 4-hour 200 trauma. So it just like, it's a great rejection. And I also thought it would make like a higher low again to then go for a higher high, but not a full reversal.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like the same mindset as you. You see the path that I drew out. Essentially, we wick lower, actually touch 200T, and then we bounce from that. 200T is going to be a pretty good support, but we also have the lower daily expected move in here, the put wall, lower monthly expected move, as well as previous day low, and all of them are going to access resistance or support, I guess, from the price perspective, or resistance from going down. So that's why I'm expecting it's probably going to bounce up and consolidate a little bit and probably take off once again and attempt for the highs.
Yeah,
because they're equal highs in here as well. So that's going to be like a drawn liquidity as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like for now, it's just chop between two zones. So I said it last week too. Like this move lower is just a failed move to go to new all-time highs. So bulls wasn't that strong to take the all-time highs, so we went lower to the lows of the consolidation or box or whatever you want to call it. So it's just sideways action.
Yeah. And this one was also interesting to me that 20T actually sneakily got above the 50T and is moving much slower now than 50T. So that could also signal to us that there's something sneaky going on in here.
Yeah. But the thing is also, like, the 50T is acting as resistance. So that's also something you would want to bulls need to recapture that, because it's any trauma like pointing down like that, I never want to reverse trade it. So until it's recaptured.
Yeah. I mean, it is classic chop at this point.
Yeah.
From seasonality perspective, actually, what's was interesting is that we essentially are tracing the seasonality since 2005. I'm trying to see if I can find that image very quickly. But essentially, beginning of June, we take a dip down, then we recover, and then after that, we continue going upwards once again. So into the July seasonality, which is very, very bullish.
Yeah, that's also what we have been talking about. Like, this maybe just is volatile chop for that July move. So
yeah, there we go. So this is June, this little area. So essentially get up, then consolidate, sharp drop in here, sharp recovery as well, consolidating here, and a drop into month end. So if we see some sort of bids, then that could be like this last portion in here. It's kind of like insane when you like look at it. You're like, did we just do this exactly this thing?
Yeah, but the thing is, we like called it, I believe, last week or the week before that even. Like we said that it's not ready yet, and the seasonality chart also says that we need to chop a bit here before the next move. So like the only thing is that the chop has been like 1,000-point candles, like hourly candles in overnight sessions. So that's the only issue we have been facing.
Yeah, and I was like talking to a few traders, and they completely changed their hours of operation. They're just trading at night, and they're sleeping during the day now.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like a 500, 600-point Asia move, you could just trade it, I guess. Like,
yeah, All right. So what else should we take a look at? ES.
Yeah, we could do ES and BTC.
Yeah, I actually don't follow ES that much. Very similar chart to me.
Yeah, the thing is like with ES2, it's that 50T that needs to get recaptured, and like this is just chop. Like it's very similar to NQ, but if we just do it quickly, like you have the traumas that it has to recapture, and right now is just consolidation. Like nothing to get stressed about. This could also be like I've discussed it a bit how I trade, and I trade on retests. So this could just be a retest of the lows and then just reverse. So it's pretty like the price action is pretty straightforward right now. Like we discussed earlier, the only issue is that the moves are happening way too fast. Like we have 1,000 points in NQ that will stress you out if you have the same risk. What I would say the best thing to do when you have that volatility is to do half position sizes, or like you just do tighter stops. But you should manage your risk a bit better to not get as stressed out.
Yeah, it's like for anyone scalping, like my approach in here, half position size. That's for sure, because like otherwise, like with these moves, it's very volatile. Like, and we are below gamma, which isn't what's expected.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for ES.
Yeah, like people are calling this head and shoulders, but I was like, it's not head and shoulders. I don't know what this is, but like, it does not look like head and shoulders to me. Like, don't force the chart patterns onto a chart. Like if it's not there, it's not there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Let's do BTC.
BTC, yeah. So this was a put wall.
Yeah, you remember us discussing it too last week. I was like, I'm not bullish on it. Like I cannot say I'm bullish, but like the thing is also that I'm not very, very big. Like I had someone say that it will go to like 20K, and there goes my like that's a bit too much for me for this trend, because you could see how like that's been holding 60 like a G. Like when I'm saying 60, around that area. So between now the lows is at 58 to 60. It has been holding it, and the 4-hour 20T has also been flattening out. So the trend isn't that strong. I've said it to you several times. I want to see like some reaction here, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, and I mean even this break of structure, like BOS right here, it's like it's not a strong break of structure in here. Like look at this volume too in comparison to like the previous moves. Like this is nothing.
Yeah, like the lowest I could see it go is that those 50K sweep, because that's also where the weekly 200T is. Then I need to say that we should reverse from there.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we are going to reverse, because the traumas, the 200T, like they work so well for a bounce. So there's at least going to be a bounce. But to me, it's like this put wall is holding. They're losing momentum, losing steam in here. We have lower monthly move, lower quarterly move, all of this defense in here from the bulls. So it's very difficult for me to see it going to 20. Like 20 is all the way down here.
Yeah,
but, I mean that sounds like really random to me. Yeah,
you have equal lows. That's the trauma at 25 on weekly.
Trauma 25, yeah, like right here.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if people have the equal lows as a target. Yeah, but I don't. Like it's way too low, and bears aren't even that strong. And this is also like the third. We're coming into the third lower low right now, in the weekly. Like even when it confirmed to me, when it confirmed the bearish trend, it was when it came all the way to 80, and from there we have made a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So like that after the third one, it should have some type of reaction to me, like at least consolidate around this area for several weeks and not actually just dump all the way to like 20K.
Yeah, I don't think it goes 20. Like even here, right, so you can see the 200T reaction as well. Came down. Even if we go like and just consolidate under 20T and 200T and turn around, that's like also makes sense.
Yeah, and like the weekly traumas aren't even that close to price, so that also shows that this trend isn't that strong on high time frames either.
Yeah, I'm kind of like wondering if this is what we're kind of looking at. Came down, dipped down, consolidated below, and then continued going up again.
Yeah, like to me, this is still I see it as a low-key bear market. So because as soon we have lower highs and lower lows in weekly, like that's to me a bear market. So As
Yeah.
long as we could recapture that 82K area, I don't like we could start making a bigger range between 60 and 82 and like just build up momentum to then go higher again.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I'm having difficulty seeing it go into 20K. Not impossible, right? It's like everything is possible in the realm of possibilities and the conceptual space. But yeah, it's like from the charting perspective, very difficult for me to justify 20 right now. Like even this, like you can see it supported this one. Not super strong volume in here. Yeah.
I just believe, like we discussed last week, as soon as the interest starts picking up again for Bitcoin and crypto overall, it should, like, you could see the volume, like it isn't traded that much. So
yeah, they're saying that some news are coming through as well around that Clarity Act. And I don't even know what that means, but I think it's somehow related to BTC. So maybe we need to take a look into what actually they're talking about.
yeah. I mean, the whole drop, to me, this whole drop back to the lower lows, this is just the Michael Saylor, selling his Bitcoin. So it could have bottomed out at the first push to 60, in my opinion. But like you could see, this sell-off is not so strong. Like it weaks every push to 60. It has weaked, and it could go higher, it could go lower now again. But like I don't see a reason for it to go to those numbers.
Yeah, and this is why like I keep talking about those put walls and call walls, because like this one is a massive wall. Like at 34 on IBIT, it's huge wall where like in comparison to anything around it. So I'm like, there's no way like they're gonna break it. I mean, there is a way like they can break it, but it will be like very, very difficult to do.
Yeah, and the thing is also like, where would you think the big players would start to enter? Like how I think is like, if we're going to top out in indices, and where would the rotation be? Would it be to gold and Bitcoin, or would those also dump? Because the price action isn't the same. Like Bitcoin has been like in a low-key bear, and gold, you could also say like it's starting to retest. But where would the money rotate into? That's the thing. Like to me, I would say that Bitcoin is it's very cheap here. Like even if it goes to all-time highs, that's more than a 2x. So they usually watch, like if you're going to be smart, why not buy things at a massive support at a cheap price? Like the risk to reward here is great. Like if we have a reversal weekly candle and you put your stop loss below that 50K wick on Bitcoin and just aim for the highs, like the RR is great to me, because this is a big support.
Yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on the whole Bitcoin trade. And
yeah, and it's definitely like would be a longer term trade. Like it wouldn't be just like happens in a week kind of thing. But
no, for sure. Like I'm talking about the rotations of the, like let's say all the AI trades and the longer term. Like if we're going to break structure on indices, I just want to know how Bitcoin will react to that, and gold, because they haven't made new highs and they haven't even tried to make new highs the same way indices have been moving. Like that's just because what's pushing QQQ is the AI. It's the whole AI trade, and like the whole stock market isn't bullish. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's very distributed. So although over the last week we did see the pickup across all of the other sectors, which is quite nice, right? So it's a healthy reaction, because otherwise, like you really are looking into a bubble. But with a little bit more distribution across other sectors, you're like, okay, like they're not completely insane.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I already switched to gold a little bit. So on a weekly, we do have a flag, but it's different, right, between BTC and gold, because BTC, I would say, is in a bear, but gold, I still would say that it probably is not confirmed. Although it did close below the 200 T now on a weekly and below the point of control. So
the thing is,
something to watch.
Yeah, it's not control. Like it's not 100% a bear to me either, because this could just be a retest. But it's also like that lower low that was made will just that's just a warning sign for me. Like I know gold loves to wick, so it could just be a wick. But then again, like if we say it like this, on the whole move higher, we had barely any resistance. So why couldn't it, if it loses this 3,900 area, I could see it go all the way back to like 3,400, 3,500 area. So that's the only problem we have, that bulls need to step in around this area, because that's the only support we have left at 3,900. Or I could see it go like pull back deeper.
Yeah, this one also has this massive wall right around this area too, or
That's,
actually a little bit lower.
yeah, it has a bit more room. To me, it has to 3,900. It's at 4,001. Yeah, it's at 4,100.
Right.
To me, that's you see the higher low on the weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I would say it maybe wants to sweep those. Also, that could also be that it should be those. If you go into weekly chart, yeah. So that
there's
those, yeah. It might want to sweep that liquidity, but I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's a chart like that, and Bitcoin. I just want to say it, like those two charts, we need much more data on them. Like I cannot. It's too hard for me to say anything right now.
You know what I noticed is that I was going to say it doesn't spend a lot of time under 200T, but I guess it can. Like this entire area from 2013 until like probably right here 2019, 6 years.
Yeah, but I said that too. Like it consolidated for like 10 years before this whole move. So
yeah, I mean it was a great move too. So
yeah,
it's like, would we be surprised if there's like a little consolidation here? Like not at all.
it barely had any consolidation on the whole move higher. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm still somewhat bullish on gold. I do think that the money can actually rotate into gold. Actually, seasonality for gold is very positive through the summer months. And if we do expect any type of rundown because of the midterm year, that also is going to be a good support for gold. But like across all of the metals, what I'm just noticing is that they have this channel and they're just bouncing in the channel right now.
yeah, I'm also like, I agree on that, because I'm also not bearish on gold. It's just like it needs more time.
Yeah, although it's like there's this guy, I think Tony Greer, and he was like on his podcast being like a super bull on metals and gold and silver. And now he's coming out on Twitter like a week or 2 weeks later and being like, "Oh, I told you all that it's going to go down." And I was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" Like,
yeah,
but it kind of like points out those people who are spreading trade ideas just for the views versus actually to communicate their thinking.
but then again, it's like you have like everyone on X, as soon as you have this whole gold move, was like, I told you all to buy. I said it in like 10 years ago. I told everyone to buy gold. I was like, yeah, but it has gone sideways for 10 years before your signal actually worked out. So like, yeah, you know, it's just, some people are funny, man.
All right, so this time around we have some names requests from Jack. And Jack wanted to know, what does he do with all of the quantum names? So I'm thinking maybe we go for the main one, and that is Ionic, D-Wave, Quantum, Rigetti, and then QUBT.
Yes.
I haven't looked at them in a very long time, so this is going to be, and they just didn't pop up on any of my radars. So let's take a look.
I actually sent this one out. I don't remember if it was like a month or two ago. On weekly, it started to set up pretty good, and it actually made a good move too. But yeah,
I mean, this was a month or two ago.
No, it was after. It was during May, I believe, when it had that higher low reaction. But I said like I wanted it to go to all-time highs, but
yeah, right here.
So the thing is, these are pretty leveraged, like not leveraged, but they are a lot more volatile, is the right word, than indices. And the thing is, they move with the indices, after what I have seen with Qs. So I would say, as long as your risk is managed, to me, if we finally could go to all-time highs and have a bit more risk on market, I believe these will do great. But that's also like, you need to have a stop loss if we will dump. So that's the thing. Like, we're sitting at the weekly 20T here, not a nice weekly close, and we need to reverse soon. Like this 50, to me, this 50T should be the reversal. Like, I don't want to see it cross.
Like right here, yeah.
Yep, I don't want to see the 20T crossing the 50.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a look at the monthly structure. Like overall, I do think that's like kind of low. Well, this was, I guess, the lower high at this point. Yeah, I think it needs to do some development. I don't think it's ready for anything just yet. It might come down here, point of control. So there's some support in here. We do have like traditional levels as well supporting, but yeah, they move very fast.
Yeah, that's the thing with the quant stocks, but that's also like a thing. This could reverse. Like I always say, like volatile to the downside usually is volatile to the upside too. So I just think that as long as you have as long as it isn't leveraged and you have good risk management, I believe it could reverse. But because it's starting to have a medium squeeze in monthly charts too, so
Yeah,
it could go like this is it's a great box. It's just very volatile, and the monthly close wouldn't be that nice if it closes like this. So
yeah, they're pretty tight in here. What's interesting to me is this volume that came in on Friday. Like this is massive volume in comparison to the regular volume, and we get a dodgy. Usually, that's a good sign for reversal in kind of Japanese candlesticks.
yeah.
Yeah, and then what I'm thinking is that if this is a consolidation and this is a false break lower, then the path of least resistance is going to be like to the recent highs again.
Yeah, like it is just a retest on that hammer candle at daily right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not bearish on it at all. Like it could reverse from here too. So
Yeah. QBTS.
yeah, a lot better on the Friday close.
You know, it's kind of like telling me what's going to happen with Ionic though. Like you have this reversal that's starting off 200T, right? And both of them are in the same space. So good chances that's like we're going to come back into this box.
Yeah. Another great sign for me is that it wasn't able to fill the gap. So it reversed from the 200T. That's the middle of the gap too. So good sign.
Oh yeah, very good sign. Like this.
Yeah.
For as long as this window stays open, we are continuing on bullish trend in a larger time frame. Yeah, like this is a nicer closing here. Tap 50, continuation. Oh, it's a breakout from this. I guess like a while ago, I left this trend line in here. Then we broke out of the trend line. You could go long in here, didn't get to equal highs yet. So that still can be a target, like low wick tops, and then this one's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, overhead resistance.
Like
yeah,
what it could do now, it's retesting that gap, and we could go all the way to the highs and then reject from there and consolidate a bit at the highs to then go. So
I actually wouldn't mind that. Yeah, that would be like a good play.
Yep.
Yeah, monthly, that looks okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I would expect that we actually at least going to try for these highs in here.
Yeah, it actually looks better than.
Oh yeah, a lot better.
Yeah, so I just think that this one actually would go for those equal highs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's some equal highs in here. Grab this liquidity, then go for next set, and then just continue chugging along.
Yeah. So that orange squeeze, I'm not so familiar with it, but is it more to the?
It's a mild squeeze.
Mild. Okay. So yeah,
it's orange, red, yellow.
Yeah. Okay. So it's something at least. Like it has some power to it. At least go for those. Maybe not break out from the whole box, but at least go for those equal highs.
Yeah. That being said, if it is a retest from the bottom, then it can actually go and fill this gap as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so the counterfactual in here is that we go for this switch right here.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So I've been thinking, I've been reading this book that's called Super Forecasting, and basically what differentiates people who are really good at forecasting and predicting things is that they look at both sides of the equation. And it's like thinking about the stop loss. Like I like to think about it as invalidation point, where we know that we're wrong and just accept it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same story in here. This is Rigetti.
Yeah, this one closed a bit worse than. I mean, all three are pretty similar, but
yeah, equal highs, equal highs, equal lows.
I would say use that gap for now. That would be my recommendation. And like we to me, I always think like this: you could always re-enter. So like if you have like a stop loss in mind, and to me, I would play it like if it feels that gap bears are too strong, and if it would be to reverse, I could always re-enter. So those like extra $5, like it wouldn't be that much of a pain to just sell and then wait 1-2 weeks, get more data on it, and just buy back if it gives you a good reaction. Because these types of stocks are very, very volatile, and you need to manage your risk good to capture the whole move.
Yeah, like I do personally like these stocks, although this 20T curving is not a good look.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would play it like that, but that's just because I'm so used to day trading. So I would trade it like that.
Yeah, golden cross in a monthly now.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out in 2 days if it can golden cross.
yeah. I I believe they have actually had a lot of problems because of indices.
Yeah,
So
and this is why we primarily look at Nasdaq.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I traded the quantum stocks, and I know how volatile they are. And usually when Nasdaq is down like 2-3%, they're down like 10-15. So
Yeah, and like every single time you want to play them, you have to remember exactly that's the volatility is going to be crazy. So you have to be ready to see that volatility trail into your portfolio and actually create a much bigger drawdown than you would incur if you like played ETFs or something like that.
yeah, exactly.
Like, and this is what I've been thinking a lot about. It's like if you want to go into trading, you probably are going to see larger swings in your portfolio because you're going to be choosing to take that risk on consciously, or but they will normalize for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is QUBT. Yeah, this one's a little bit different, but still similar idea. Consolidation
Yeah,
on the bottom.
all of them is like in a weekly kind of box at the lows. So yeah, similar story there. Like my personal advice would be to like just manage your risk with these stocks. Like don't think, yeah, I'm just gonna hold it. I'm just gonna hold because it swings a lot. Like 5 to 10% is like a normal Monday for quantum stocks. So
Yeah. I actually don't think they're super tradable right now.
yeah, but that's also the thing. Like, does he hold them like in a way of a long-term investment, or are they in short-term swings? That's also like, I always say that you need to focus on where your entry point was and how much you're down or up, and from there try to calculate how should you risk. Like, should you still, if you're up 100%, should you still hold them, or should you sell 50 and hold 50? Like that whole that thought process, you need to sit and just think, what's the best move for me to do here? And that's why I'm saying, like, is it the best to just sell and re-enter when the market stabilize a bit more? So yeah.
Yeah, and this is like where a lot of people feel FOMO. And once I started trading, I was like, I don't feel FOMO at all, because like every single day we see something is moving. So there's always an opportunity in the market. It's just a matter of like finding the right opportunity and putting your bets right. Which like a lot of people who are retail traders, I don't think they understand fully, because they're just hoping to like catch the next Nvidia or SanDisk or something along those lines. And it would be nice to like MU was great. It would be nice to catch something like that, but you also have to remember that it's like it's not going to happen every day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, also with scalps, like what I have been focusing on the past couple of weeks is that the trades intraday will not continue to trend. Like it's more like a volatile mean reverting market. So you always have to think of new ways of seeing how the market moves. So if I'm up like 200 points, I'm trading tightly, because usually that could be a lower high if I'm in a long on the bigger time frames, but on the lower time frames it looks like a bottom. So that's also what we talked about. Like, don't get too blind in just the numbers. Like, the markets are down 1,000 points. I need to catch the whole 1,000 points. Like, no, like you need to understand where your risk to reward is, how much you're risking, how much you're gonna gain, and then you are just either you're trailing your stop or you're just gonna let it go back to your stop loss and you're being up to 300 points, which is not ideal to me in this market. So that's the thing. Like you always need to just understand how markets move. And yeah, it's great to catch SanDisk or like MU, but that's not every day. Like you said, it's to me, it's like maximum 1 to 2 times a year, even if like, yeah. So
yeah, speaking of those things that show up 1 to 2 times a year, BlackBerry popped up on my radar today because I was looking at the volume profile, and I was like, look at this move. It's like, it's crazy.
yeah, but then again, it's like to us that's just a very strong trend up, then controlled by that's to me controlled consolidation by bulls to then go for new highs. So great move.
Yeah, there's something good happens in here, right? Earnings.
Yeah,
Earnings created and this is what we wanted to see from MU, but unfortunately that did not happen. I kind of felt like they're gonna sell MU because it was like already so extended. Everyone was so excited for it. I was like, yeah, just run it up and then sell it on the earnings.
but what's hard with like MU is also that you don't know, you think some of those trades are like the most logical move is for them to sell it because everyone feels FOMO, but then again, like that could just continue to go. So I
because
hate,
everyone starts shorting.
yeah, and I hate trying to predict those when something has gone parabolic. To me, I'm like, I just don't want to look at it. Like MU, SanDisk, all these stocks, or even Nvidia. Nvidia, until it had that great consolidation at like 500, I didn't even look at it. So it was like it was when I started trading at like, I believe it was the end of 2023 or even 2024. I cannot remember right now, but yeah. So don't get too like in love with a stock that has made like 400% in return. So
yeah, agreed. Well, cool, man. That was pretty good. I think
pretty much
I think we're ready for the week.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the quarter end. That's Tuesday. It's definitely going to be a shit show, and then we're going to get some new levels and options. So that should be fun too.
yeah, and the whole close of indices too. Like it will be
monthly close.
Yeah, so let's see.
Yeah, I think only traders get excited about this stuff. It's like, let's see what actually have like what candle we got at the end.
I cannot wait to tomorrow, and people are like having the Sunday anxiety to work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's like we're like, can the market open already?
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
man.